Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Okay, so we've had another police shooting here in Queensland. So it was down in Caboolture, just north of Brisbane. So this came out on Police Queensland Police News. Fatal police-involved shooting in Caboolture. Investigations are underway following a police-involved shooting incident in Caboolture this morning. This was the 18th of November. Initial investigations indicate around 3:42 a.m. Police responded to reports a man had been stabbed by another man at the intersection of Beerburrum Road and Commercial Drive. The offender then fled the scene on foot. A short time later, police located the armed offender threatening a female member of the public on Margaret Street, and an officer discharged a firearm. The male offender died at the scene. The female member of the public was physically uninjured. A man with a stab wound to the neck was transported in a serious condition to the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital. The matter is being investigated by the Ethical Standards Command, with oversight from the Crime and Corruption Commission and State Coroner. Investigations are ongoing. Listen, there were other reports that came out. There was not a lot of information to be had about this, to be honest. But it's just another shooting by police in Queensland. I'm not for a second saying that this was not justified, that it won't be able to be justified, because all shootings in Queensland can be justified when it's by police. What I am going to say, but is there is a high amount of shootings involving police in Queensland. We have had the most shootings involving police in the whole of Australia for the last couple of years, I believe it is. And then, as I've stated numerous times, there was a year there where we had more shootings involving police than every other state combined here in Australia. The reasons why we have more shootings than any other state need to be looked at. You need to look at everything as a whole. When you just go ahead and look at each case individually, it's easy to justify everything. And I'm not saying that this shooting can't be justified and it can't be completely lawful and necessary to save a life. However, I think Queensland Police need to undergo more training, better training. We need to raise the standard of recruitment that we have, because we've lowered the standards of recruitment. And I think there's a direct correlation between the lowering of standards, the push for getting a 50-50 ratio within police. I think there's a direct correlation between those issues and the amount of shootings involving police that we've had over the last couple of years. And I think these things need to be looked at, and you need to be honest. Queensland Police Service needs to be honest and transparent with themselves when they're investigating why there are so many shootings. Anyway, at the moment, there's not a lot more information that I've been able to find. The gentleman was shot dead at the scene. I noticed that I haven't had seen any statements so far where they use their general rhetoric where, some senior officer comes out and, no, this was definitely justified. He's only been dead the person was only shot half an hour ago, but we know very well right now that there's nothing to see here. It was all good. I noticed that none of those statements, from what I can find anyway, have been made so far. But I'll keep an eye on this and see what happens with it going forward. And I am going to do another episode, just trying to work on an episode, just going through how many police-involved shootings we've had in 2025, and highlight. I'll talk about why we've got so many of these shootings, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm J Fallon. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening.
They just fuel the desire that will take me higher.